Welcome to Life Inside Hell. It's me, your host, Brother Wild Bill, coming to you from inside the most dangerous prison in the Western Hemisphere, the La Jolla Complex in Panama. I'm the prison's chaplain as well as an inmate. This is my audio diary and motivational channel. So yesterday we talked about what a problem with the food delivery is, and today I've got like good news and bad news. And people say, I got good news and bad news. What do you want first? I always want the bad news first, to get it out of the way so I can hear the good news, Because you don't want to hear good news and then end with the bad news. You want to hear bad news first and end with good news. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to give you the bad news first and the good news. I bought about $200 worth of food. And I'm not exaggerating when I say half of it got thrown out by the fucking cops. I don't know why. I talked to the girl that brought the food and she said it was the worst she'd ever seen it. I don't know why that happened. The food was bought because I've got the receipt. It's not like she didn't rob me. And, but it didn't happen just to me either. So, it happened to all of us. So, it was something that really did occur. It was so bad that I just don't even know. I've never even met, check this out, I've never met the woman who brings my food, never. I've spoken to her on the phone, obviously. But today I met her. I had actually had a visit with her today only because she has some papers that I didn't trust her to send through the police. I wanted them to, her to hand them to me. I walked up and she told me, God, Bill, I'm so sorry. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. They took half of the food out. Here's the papers. She put them in my hands. I said, don't worry about it. Thanks for your work. And I shook her hand and let her, and she left. My visit was like 3 minutes long. So, and then I went back to my cell because I don't have any reason to visit with this lady, So that was like a really big hit and a problem. It's a fucking problem. I'll tell you what got in. A huge bag of Ritz crackers. They're not Ritz crackers, but they look like Ritz crackers. They're a copy of Ritz crackers, the Panamanian copy of Ritz crackers. A huge bag of Ritz crackers. A huge bag of milk powder, which costs about $40. There's a lot of milk powder there. A thing of ketchup, 2 loaves of bread, like sliced bread, whole wheat bread, and something else. I don't even remember what the other thing was now. Anyway, that was it. They didn't let my bath. I could go through the list of things they didn't let in, which is longer than what they actually let in. The things that didn't get in is longer than what didn't get in. And so I asked the police officer, so there's the bad part. Let's get it out of the way. It's going to be a really hard month, eating-wise. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I don't care. Here's the good news. They called and said they got 8 names for visit. 8 names out of this cell block for a visit. And they called my name. So I went to get ready, and as they called my name, they said, hey, Bill, come here. And I went down. I want to explain this. And they said, write the letter. And I said, no shit. And they said, the letter. They're asking in the office for the letter, Bill. And like this enormous celebration in my mind. I can't believe it's finally happening. What is the letter? La carta, the letter, is when they're going to take you out of Sector C, they come and ask you for the letter. And everybody just refers to it as the letter. And what it is you write a letter saying where you want to go and who can receive you, what other prisoner can receive you inside this facility. That's how it works when they take you out of Sector C and they send you to another sector in this facility. So I did something smart. I couldn't even hardly write. I was so I'm going to my visit and I'm trying to write this letter, but fuck the visit because I'm trying to get the letter written, So I wrote the letter, and I said I put down 2 options. I can go to Sector E, which is minimum security, which would be great, with my friend Jaime, who is a Colombian. Or if that's not acceptable, I can go to Sector B to be with a friend of mine named Jonathan, who is who we call Fox, who is a maleante, a bad guy like I used to be. I don't care where I go. I just want the fuck out of here. And so I wrote the letter and sent them. Normally, when you write the letter, the transfer comes down within 72 hours. So hopefully by the end of the week, I won't even be here anymore. And so I've seen them ask for the letter and the person not leave. I've seen that happen. But in 90% of the cases, at least, when they ask you for the letter, it's because you're going to leave. And also, 2 ladies evaluated me for transfer maybe 3 weeks ago now, something like that, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. So I think that it's going to happen. And another thing is I'm pushing them. I'm putting pressure on them, heavily. I'm putting heavy pressure on them right now. And so I don't know. I think I'm out. I feel good about it for the first time in a long time. My blood pressure is really high today, and part of the reason for that is because I've eaten some really good food, but it's salty. The food's salty, so I actually took a pill. I try not to take, but I take these little blood pressure pills, but I take like a third of one a day. Just a third of one of the pills. I take very little because I don't like to be on medication, but today I took a half just because. I end up taking the other half of the pill tonight before I go to sleep as well. I feel pretty good right now, but I also just ate another big bite of food. I mean, give me a break, man. I don't get to eat nothing, for a month, every 28 days. So I ate this Caribbean rice and beans with coconut, which is just, I'm telling you, it's out of this world. And some sausages and some really fatty pork, which I love so much. I love pork fat. I am a pork fat connoisseur. I like the piece of pork that has like an inch or maybe even an inch and a half worth of thick pork fat rind on the outside of it. You cut the skin off of the fat rind and just eat one. Every time you eat a bite, my mouth is watering. Even though I'm so full, my mouth is watering. I'm telling you, you eat a bite of it and you get like half meat and half fat. That's the perfect ratio. So really good for my diet too. Anyway. So that's what happened today. They asked me for the letter, and that's the big news. Here, everybody was cheering for me, and so we'll see what happens. I'm going to call the major, who's a friend of mine, and ask him tomorrow, hey, what's really going on? Because it was him that asked for the letter, him that called down and said, hey, in the office they're asking for the letter for Bill. And there was like a cry, like a cheer went up. Could you imagine if this time next week I'm not in Sector C anymore? And I'm like in a real prison? Holy shit! Wouldn't that be awesome? So we'll see what happens. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Now wait, but I am going to pursue it tomorrow. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to yawn. I'm tired. So I'm recording this about 7 o'clock at night with an enormously huge full gut of food. I've eaten 3 days worth of what I normally eat today. And so anyway, praise God, good things are happening. I feel like I'm out. I really do. I feel like it's going to go. Like I've had good things happen before and I just didn't feel it, but this one I feel it. I feel like I'm out. They're like, okay, fuck it, let him out of there, I made a lot of racket recently too, so maybe they're like, get him out of there before somebody starts actually listening to him. So if you like this, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you didn't like it, as I always say, you can roll it up and ram it up your ass. And pull down the description box if you like, and there's a way to contact me. There's my email address, my Instagram, and my Facebook. I think that maybe tomorrow we'll go over Sector C again. I haven't gone over Sector C in a long time. There's probably a lot of people listening now that have a clue what Sector C is. I'm talking to several big interviews that are coming out in the next little bit as well, just so you guys know. Between now and August, I got some huge shows that I've done, they're very large. And so as they come out, I'll post them. Hopefully that this YouTube channel will grow, because it kind of died off when I stopped publishing stories about death and dismemberment. And so, but I'm still not sorry I did it, because I still have my core listeners, and I love each and every one of you. If you're listening, I love you. Really, I really do. If you're listening every day, or you listen a couple times a week to what I got to say, I really appreciate it, and I love you. So, thanks, guys. Jesus Christ loves you, and I love you too. It's me, Brother Wild Bill, coming to you from inside the most dangerous prison in the Western Hemisphere, hell on earth, and I am the King of Hell.